The Folklore of Fear, Ghosts, Witches, and the Supernatural. How ancient superstitions and legends gave birth to Halloween's darkest night hook, when shadows gather and whispers linger. Picture yourself walking an old country lane on a cold, dark autumn night. The wind howls, leaves swirl, and the sky is black as pitch. Somewhere in the darkness, a branch snaps. Is it just a fox or something older? Something watching from beyond the veil? Welcome to the world of Halloween's folklore, where every shadow has a story and every whisper might be the echo of another realm. Here, myth and memory blur, and the supernatural feels just a breath away. Spirits, fairies, and the Allhallowtide, the Celtic roots of terror and wonder. Long before Halloween became a festival of costumes and candy, it was a night soaked in mystery and fear. Nowhere was this more true than in the Celtic lands of Ireland and Scotland, where the ancient festival of Samhain, pronounced Samhain, marked the transition from the light of summer to the darkness of winter. The Allhallowtide, the hidden people. Who are the Allhallowtide? The Allhallowtide, literally people of the mounds, are the fairies, spirits, or good neighbors of Celtic folklore. Said to dwell in earthen mounds, ancient ruins, or beneath the hills, they were believed to be the remnants of the old gods, powerful, capricious, and easily offended. Samhain, the night of passage. Samhain was the time when the boundaries between the worlds of the living and the dead grew thin. The Allhallowtide and spirits of the departed were free to roam the earth, seeking hospitality, mischief, or vengeance, offerings and fear. To avoid their wrath, people left out food and drink, carved faces into turnips to ward off evil, and stayed indoors after dark. Any unexplained sound, sudden sickness, or lost livestock might be blamed on these unseen visitors. Ghosts and ancestors. The return of the dead. Samhain was also the night when ancestors returned home. Families set extra places at the table and kept the hearth burning bright, both to honor their loved ones and to keep malignant spirits at bay. Community vigilance. Fires were lit on hillsides, believed to guide the souls of the dead and to protect the living from wandering phantoms. Stories of ghostly processions and haunted crossroads became part of the oral tradition, passed down to chill and caution future generations. Witchcraft, superstition, and Halloween's dark side. As Christianity spread across Europe, and as the Middle Ages gave way to the early modern period, the folklore of Samhain began to intertwine with new fears. None greater than the fear of witches and the devil. Witches, real and imagined from wise women to witches. In earlier centuries, cunning folk, herbalists, midwives, and wise women were respected for their knowledge. But as superstition and church doctrine grew stricter, suspicion turned these figures into threats. The witch hunts. The late 16th and 17th centuries saw a wave of witch hunts and trials across Europe. Halloween, already associated with the supernatural, became a time when the dangers of witchcraft were most keenly felt. Bonfires, once meant to honor the dead, now served as protection against witches and evil spirits. Symbols of evil black cats, broomsticks, cauldrons, and pointed hats, now icons of Halloween, are all rooted in the imagery of the witch. Some of these symbols come from medieval depictions, others from later folklore and the popular imagination. Superstition and protection charms in wards' households, scattered salt, hung rowan branches, or placed iron implements at doors and windows to keep witches and spirits away. Fortune-telling. Halloween was also a time for divination. People performed rituals to reveal their future spouse, predict the year's luck, or learn secrets from the spirit world, sometimes with the help of a witch or local wise woman. The evolution of Halloween monsters, from folklore to pop culture. As Halloween moved through the centuries, it collected new monsters along the way. What began as a night for ancestor spirits and fairy folk became a carnival of all things creepy, from ghosts to vampires and werewolves. Ghosts, the eternal haunters. Medieval ghost stories, tales of restless spirits, were a staple of medieval folklore. Ghosts might appear to seek vengeance, to warn the living, or simply because they could not find peace. Victorian ghost lore. In the 19th century, a new fascination with seances and spiritualism revived the popularity of ghost stories. Halloween became the perfect night to tell tales by candlelight, daring friends to face their fears. Modern hauntings. From haunted houses to ghost tours, the presence of the supernatural is now a mainstay of Halloween entertainment. Vampires and werewolves. Imported terrors. Vampires. While vampire legends existed in Eastern Europe for centuries, they entered Halloween's orbit through Gothic novels and later Hollywood films. The vampire's association with death, blood, and nocturnal evil made it a natural fit for the season. Werewolves. Tales of humans transforming into wolves under the full moon are found across Europe. These stories played on fears of the wild, the unknown, and the possibility that evil might lurk within anyone. The witch's legacy. From fear to fun, today's Halloween witches are as likely to be playful or glamorous as they are frightening. Yet the roots of the witch's association with Halloween run deep, a blend of respect, fear, and fascination with the powers of the unknown. Halloween's night of revelry, how folklore became celebration. The modern Halloween party is a direct descendant of these ancient fears, and the rituals designed to keep them at bay. Bonfires and lanterns. Bonfires. Lighting fires was both a practical and symbolic act, warding off spirits and providing a gathering place for the community. Jack-o'-lanterns. The tradition of carving faces in turnips or later pumpkins comes from the need to frighten away evil spirits or mischievous fairies. The glow of the lantern was both a warning and a welcome. Costumes and masquerade masks and guises. Disguising oneself on Halloween has its roots in the fear of being recognized by wandering spirits. If you look like a ghost, perhaps the real ghosts would leave you alone. Mumming and guising. As mentioned in medieval traditions, groups performed songs, plays, or tricks in exchange for treats. This practice evolved into today's trick-or-treating, but its origins are steeped in the folklore of protection and appeasement. Telling tales by firelight. Storytelling Halloween remains a favorite time for sharing ghost stories, tales that continue to evolve, but always echo the same ancient fears. The dead who walk, the witches who cast curses, the monsters who prowl the night. Why do we love to be scared? There is something irresistible about the thrill of fear when it comes in the form of a story or a game. Halloween gives us permission to confront the unknown, to laugh at death, and to play with the things that once terrified our ancestors. Catharsis and community. Sharing scary stories or facing haunted houses together allows us to process our fears in a safe way. Connection to the past. Every costume, every lantern, every whispered tale is a link to centuries of tradition, a reminder that we are part of an unbroken chain of humans who have always wondered what lies beyond the dark. Conclusion. Shadows that endure. The folklore of fear is alive and well every Halloween. Beneath the plastic fangs and cardboard cutouts, ancient legends of ghosts, witches, and supernatural beings still shape our celebrations. We may light our lanterns with electricity now, but the reason remains the same: to keep the darkness at bay and to honor the mysteries that linger just beyond the reach of reason. So this Halloween, as you don your costume or tell a ghost story by candlelight, remember, the shadows are old, the fear is ancient, and every tale you tell is part of a much older story. One that began when our ancestors first wondered what waited for them in the night.